Hello, TechCrunch. Hello, judges.
Hello.
My name is Yoni Ophir, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Leaf. As a medical cannabis user, it always intrigued me that with my prescription, I'm allowed to grow my own cannabis plants. But when I looked into it, I was baffled by the amount of knowledge required in order to grow high-quality cannabis. Like lighting. What do you choose? High-pressure sodium, metal halide, LED, CFL? Or the nutrients? What type of nutrients? What's the proper ratio of nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium? And then the grow medium. Do you just go with good old soil? Or do you choose between hydroponics, aeroponics, bubbleponics, aquaponics? All of this for one plant? When I go online to look for information, I need to sift through hours of forum posts just to get my information from lead industry experts like Bun Stinky over here. And on top of that, I need to choose between closing off an entire room in my home or buying one of these big, ugly grow tents. The barriers to entry are just too high. No pun intended. That's why we created Leaf. Leaf is a plug-and-plant system that automatically grows cannabis and is controlled by your smartphone. Think of it as a beautiful mini fridge that stocks itself with cannabis. It starts off with our custom-built LED, which was created by lead NASA agricultural lighting researchers and tailored specifically for cannabis growth. Leaf also takes care of automatic nutrient dosing, pH balancing, temperature control, humidity control, odor neutralization. Leaf does all this and more. And we pair that with a beautiful design that allows Leaf to fit perfectly into any home. We see this as a home appliance just like any other home appliance. Now let me show you how easy it is to use Leaf. Let's go to the demo. So we have our Leaf unit connected to Wi-Fi and plugged in. We're going to start. It's going to tell us to choose between seed or from clone. Today we're going to go with seed. And now we choose the strain. Today we're going to go with a popular indica strain called Bubba Kush. And we're going to leave it at a default recipe. We'll get back to that. Now it instructs us to take our seed and put it into the starter plug that we give you. Just put it in there, put it into the pot. There we go. And now the fun and the magic begins. Zach, let's start growing. Now, as you can see, Leaf is calibrating itself to this specific strain. The light is calibrating its intensity. We know that this is an early stage plant, so we want a lower intensity. A light amount of nutrients are being dosed so that the plant will thrive, but not overdose on nutrients. And the pH is being balanced to 5.5 to 6.5 so that the new roots that grow can optimally absorb these nutrients. Now, over the next few months, Leaf will monitor all of the environmental aspects and adjust them automatically to optimize for the best size, weight, density, and of course the potency of the medicine. So growing cannabis is a very artisanal experience. Growers have been sharing knowledge for years between one another. So if we click on our community tab, we can see what other growers in the community are growing. Take Zach here, for example. He's also growing Bubba Kush. We can see that he's on day 75, so he's way ahead of us. Let's see. On his plant page, we can see a live stream of his plant with a built-in camera within Leaf. We can also see a weekly time-lapse of his growth to see how good he's doing. Now, as you can see, Zach here is growing some really amazing plants. They're really green, and the flowers are starting to come in. Beautiful. What we can see here is that Zach has built a custom recipe for the Bubba Kush, meaning he can control the intensity of the nutrients at every stage, the intensity of the lighting. Really, anything that Leaf controls, he can customize into his own recipe. Now, given by that time lapse, I'll say that Zach knows exactly what he's doing with Bubba Kush. So, in one click, I can sync his recipe directly to my Leaf. And now, over the next few months, it will grow based on his recipe, and I can expect some beautiful Bubba Kush plants just like Zach. Let's go back to the presentation. So with Leaf, growing your own cannabis has never been easier. We've created a very precisely controlled environment that allows cannabis plants to thrive and create high-potency, high-quality medicine. We make it extremely easy by sending you directly to your door every grow, nutrients, carbon filters, anything you need to grow. And speaking of nutrients, that is the most important part in a high-quality cannabis plant. So today we're announcing a strategic partnership and investment from the world's leading cannabis nutrient company, Advanced Nutrients. We're also announcing that beginning today and for the next week, we are opening up our beta program where you can put down a $100 deposit and be the first to receive a Leaf unit coming summer 2016. Just go to getleaf.co, reserve your unit, and then just plug and plant. Thank you.
All right. Great presentation. Judges, you go for it.
So many questions. Great presentation. I guess the first question I have is, now, are there multiple uses in terms of like additional plant varieties? Like, could this be my greenhouse in New York where I could grow other things, or is this specifically for marijuana?
So you can grow anything in it. It's a hydroponic system, so anything that you can grow hydroponically, you can grow in this. We have taken extra measures to specify it for cannabis, like the LED is specifically, the spectrum is for cannabis. It will grow other plants, but we've optimized everything for cannabis. So you could. Our software is also for cannabis, but we do plan on, opening that up to other, more unique plants, things that aren't just cheap, like lettuce.
What price do you have in mind, and how do the economics compare to delivery services like Meadow or Ease as a user?
So the pricing of the unit right now, the $100 deposit is for a unit that'll be $1,500, and we help you grow about 4 ounces every cycle, which is 3 to 4 months. For reference, the retail value of that 4 ounces is $1,200 average nationwide. So it pays for itself pretty quickly.
Got it. And from a sort of current state of a regulatory perspective, how many states can you sell into, and what does a consumer need to provide to you, if anything, before you can conduct business with them?
It's a good question. So we actually don't sell any cannabis. We will let you know where to get the seeds in your state, but right now it's open to the 16 states that are either legal marijuana or medicinal and allow home growing. So, and what we would require is that in the medicinal state, we will check your prescription, we'll make sure that you're that person. In a legal state, we'll check that you're over 21, like Colorado, for example.
Is that something that you have to do in order to sell them the unit, or you're just being specifically cautious?
We're being cautious. We're in it for the long run, and we don't want to rock the boat too much with the state of the industry right now. So we're being very thorough.
So for the 4 ounces that you can grow in a cycle, how long does that last for the customer? And secondly, how much maintenance does it take to take care of a leaf?
So how long does that last? I guess that depends on how much you medicate. But
the range.
Typically, the consumers that are, let's say, 21 to 31 days a month that they're consuming, they'll consume about 1.2 grams per day. So it should last them 3 months that it'll take them to grow another cycle. What was the second part of the question?
The maintenance for the fridge. There's clearly a lot of moving parts. Is it like maintenance for a pool where it's pretty specialized?
So it's about 30 minutes a week minimum of work. Really, that's just to check up on the plants and add water if you haven't connected it to a water connection. But a lot of people have asked us, well, I don't want only 30 minutes a week. I want to play around with this more. So we've introduced some more advanced things that you can do, like tying down your plants, and our software will tell you how to do that. So you can actually become more advanced. And by the way, you'll be growing more than 4 ounces likely.
So this is hardware. Hardware is hard, and this looks like a very ambitious product with multiple moving pieces. Walk us through where you are in the process of building it.
So what you see is a pretty advanced prototype. We have ones in Colorado. We have other ones in Colorado. What you saw was a real live stream of one that's growing, and we're very happy with the functionality. And now it's about manufacturing. So we've constructed a team that we're all hardware people. I've had a hardware startup before. My co-founder and CTO, Eran, he has an industrial design company that they do manufacturing. They've done big products for Johnson & Johnson, medical devices. So really, it is an ambitious project, but we feel very confident that we're the team that'll get it done.
And you talked about sending nutrients and other things that you need to grow. Would I sign up for different types of subscription packages? So in addition to paying you the $1,500, what do the economics look like month over month?
So a subscription package will probably be around $100 to $150 for the whole grow, and that'll include everything that you need. Nutrients, which we're building a custom nutrient blend with advanced nutrients, that they're the leader in the space. And then carbon filters that are customized for the system that will deodorize everything. And if we will have upgrades that you can add CO2 supplementation, dehumidification. So for example, if you did opt for the CO2, we would also send you CO2. But $100 to $150, something in that range. And electricity for this is about $10 to $15 a month.
And what are you looking at in terms of, let's assume you get to some scale, for margins on the hardware and the subscription packages? What do you take out of that?
The idea is to lower our margins on the actual hardware so we can bring the price point down, get this into as many homes as possible, and continue with the subscription to be more of the margin. But already we have pretty decent margins on the hardware.
So some people like multiple strains. Is there a way to compartmentalize that so that you could be growing multiple plants with different conditions but using the same nutrients?
So the nutrients, yes, it'll be the same nutrients likely. The strains, sometimes you have, for example, sativa strains. They grow much taller. And then an indica strain will grow much lower. So if you want to choose two strains, we'll allow you to do that, and we'll tell you if these strains are good together in the same unit, right? So if they're both 60% indica, 40% sativa, then they're probably a good match, or at least something in that range. If it's 100% sativa, 100% indica, probably not a great match.
All right, so we're out of time. Super neat. That was Leaf. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, judges.